Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the garden. Week 11, I believe, of the garden tour series. If I'm wrong on the week, I'll put it in the comments below. It's blending together now. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stephanie. I live in a suburban homestead with my husband and two of our 9 children. But we don't have them all together. And they're all varying ages. And we do what we can in our 1/3 of an acre piece of property in the middle of a subdivision. So I'm going to bring you along on the tour. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit quicker than normal. It's already humid out. It's pretty windy, so hopefully that doesn't affect the audio too much. It's supposed to be high 91 today, and it's going to be in the upper 90s. I think pretty much most of this next coming week also. So it'll be a little bit of a harvest tour too, because I think there's a couple things I got to get out of here before they get too big and I can't use them anymore. So let's go ahead and get started. We have harvested a lot of the jalapenos. Anyway, we've harvested some of the banana peppers. That one got a little bit of time left. It's still kind of a greenish color. Lots and lots of this is the chili red pepper, and the cayenne blend peppers are coming along, waiting for them to turn. As I said, lots of jalapenos. That big boy's ready to go. Brett's been on vacation this week, so things have been kind of a little bit different around here. So we've been doing a lot of projects inside also, and not to mention like the canning stuff and that I've had to do. So it's been a busy week for vacation. Acorn squash is looking good. This one's turning dark green down here. Oh, let me see. Right there. Turning dark green. The spaghetti squash are turning a nice golden yellow, most of them. The bigger ones that we've had. Anyway, we do have a lot of smaller ones starting again. So the plant's looking a little rough in spots with the yellowing of the leaves and stuff. I come in and thin some of them out. But like, I've got this little mess going on here, and I don't know if it's a vine borer. I think it might be just starting. Oops. This, hold on, you can see it right there. Around the big old piece of grass there that blends in sometimes. It's not like hollow though, so like it doesn't feel like there's anything under there. So I've been keeping an eye on it. That one might be a little bit. But I think if it is a vine borer, I'm not going to do too much about it, because most of the big fruit is at the point where it's ripening up anyway. So it'll be ready to be harvested. And before I think it gets too bad with that vine borer. We'll just keep an eye on it. Some of the stems look like they're kind of getting a brownish color already. Look at the size of this zucchini plant. It's crazy. I came in here the other day and thinned out leaves, and you can't even tell. I came in last night and thinned out leaves, and you can't even tell. It's not right now that it's not putting off many fruit at all. We've gotten a good deal of fruit off of it, but for as big as that plant is right now, there's nothing that I can see on it. Quick glance. I think there was one baby one when I looked last night real closely at it, but it's okay because I do have other ones in the back, and I've gotten quite a few off of it. I don't know if it's gonna storm today or what. I think we have like a 30% chance, but the wind is kicking up pretty good, and it's overcast, which I'm not gonna complain about right now, because if the wind wasn't kicking up and it wasn't overcast, it'd be hot as dickens out here. So the sun can stay hidden while I'm out here. Bee balm. This bee balm took off. I'll probably end up moving it to another bed like next year if it comes back. The jalapenos, we have gotten a lot off of here already, and there's a lot more in here. These peppers are all looking really good. These are just like a snacking pepper. Jalapenos, the thing that we've noticed with them is that I don't know. The jalapenos are a big thing, and we've been trying to get the seed from Baker Creek, but they were sold out. So I saw the jalapeno plant at Lowe's, so I just grabbed it to try it. And these jalapenos, when you get to the seed part of them, there's a little bit of hint of heat, but it's not like the jalapeno where you can't eat it and it burns your mouth off. So I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of, I don't know if the jalapenos are the same way. Gonna definitely get those seeds and compare next. Got some baby tomatoes going on here. Some cherry tomatoes, I should say. I'll pick some of these that are almost ripe just in case it is gonna rain, because I don't want them to swell. And these are nice looking ones. And split. We actually did have a couple off of this plant that did split when we got a little bit of rain the other day. And I mean, they get watered and stuff, and I am actually going to water them today, because if I don't water them, it won't rain. If I do water them, I'm sure it'll rain then too, but at least I know they're watered. And I only water every like third day or so, so they'll have time. With all the heat coming, we'll have plenty of time to dry out. Look at this cucumber plant, guys. There's 2 of them there. Massively crazy, but massively weird shaped fruit. Long and skinny, and they're supposed to be a slicing cucumber. So again, these were store-bought, because this whole bed was put in last minute, and I had already had all my peppers and cucumbers and tomato plants already planted that I had started, so I grabbed those. It was a special project, but now it's my project. And then the way it usually goes. Yeah, there's cucumbers hiding in here. I think I'm gonna let some of them grow. You can see that one. I don't know if it'll get a little bit bigger. Give it a whirl and see what happens. Gotten quite a few of them off of there. So the sweet potato mound is looking good. They're trellising out here, or they're vining out, I should say. Those were rescues from Lowe's again. They went in there, and there was 12 of them. I'm not sure what the yellow is. I'll have to check that out. 12 of them left, and they were like the most pitiful looking plants you'd seen, and so they actually gave me a good deal on them. So I thought, oh, I got a spot I can try them out and see, because I've never grown sweet potatoes before. Oh, it moved. I was going to show you, we had a pollinator on one of the cucumber flowers. I love seeing that. These beans I actually harvested once already this week. These guys are just getting started here, though. Think about the time. I don't know how much longer this cucumber plant is going to have, especially with all the heat coming up this week. So that may be coming out and helping these guys kick off a little bit more. I'm going to be canning beans today. I'm going to pick all of these ones off of here now, the bigger ones. And that'll help some of the smaller ones grow too. And make my canning a little bit more worth it. I'm going to do a bunch of tiny batches. Do decent sized batches at once. Don't get me wrong, some days tiny batch canning, small batch canning is okay, because if you don't have a lot of time. Here's what I was talking about with this spaghetti squash. This is a new one that's been, whoops, I lost the tomato. This is a new one that's been about a weekish or so since that popped up. But then we got these ones down here, and look at the, I mean, they're monster vines. Look at how far down they are. The actual plant, see if I can see it, is right down in that area. I don't know if you can see the red bag with the squash hanging on there. And this is this has got to be at least 8 foot, I would think, but it's come down this way. And this is the zucchini from the backside. Crazy growth. Not complaining. The pumpkin is taking off. see if you can see it over the, it's actually gone all the way over the top of the arch. So those two squash coming, or oh my goodness, so those two cucumbers coming up there are in for some competition, I think, for space, because these bad boys right here are two more pumpkins that are starting to trellis up. Let me see that one. He's using the sunflower for some help too. We have way up here, let's see if you can see it. We have another pumpkin. And this one is turning nice and orange. That was the first one I had. Keep dropping my tomatoes, guys. Trying to carry the basket and the camera and point things out. I'm not that coordinated. The acorn squash thinks that it owns the whole row. Kind of crazy for a bush squash, but it is what it is. A few beans in here with some weeds. I do weed, I promise you, every night we weed. But sometimes it just gets away from you, and it's okay. Especially if we got other projects going on. I mean, we come out and we weed as much as we can to keep, you know, the plants from not being smothered out. There's just a few weeds here and there. And we are looking at making some changes to the beds if we're still here for next year, but that's another video. Look at these Kentucky Wonder pole beans are finally kicking in. Finally. This trellis of them anyway is finally kicking in. The other one over there is looking kind of sad. So I don't know. There's got to be something. I know that they have, I don't know if it's, what was that, rust? I can't think of what it's called. It's leaf rust or rust, something rust for that beans get a lot. I don't know if that's what's going on with them, if that's causing the problem with the production. But I had problems with these things from the day one, from from planting the seeds. Like, so I don't know that I can't really say that their lack of production is entirely due to that, because like they germinated poorly. So I don't know if it's the soil, if it's the seed. The joys of gardening. It's okay though. Got time. I mean, and I'm getting decent harvest. I've got 2-gallon size bags between all of the beans that we've got going right now that I'm harvesting right now, because we actually have some that I'm not harvesting yet. So I have about 2-gallon size bags inside right now, and I've got at least one more picking, I think, on the back bed. That's just the full bed of beans. And then, like I said, these guys are just really starting to kick in, and the other small batch down there is starting to kick in. These guys here are producing. These guys here are producing, believe it or not. And then the beans in the other spots over there are producing. So, I mean, these guys actually have not started. These were newer seeds I just put in. So these guys are just starting to set blossoms on that. So we're gonna have them. It's not, it's not like, oh my gosh, I have no beans because of whatever's going on with these pole beans, but it's just kind of confusing. I think we all feel that way, especially when you put time and effort into something and you're like, why is this looking like this? I don't understand. Don't fret it. Don't let it make you, don't fret it. Don't let it make you quit gardening, because it's gonna happen all the time. I mean, you look at people that have been gardening for tens of years, like 50, 60, 70 years. And they're gonna tell you. Go ask somebody. If you have somebody in your family, if you have a friend, an acquaintance, somebody at church, whoever that has been gardening for a long time, ask them, you know, is every year perfect for you? And I can guarantee you they're going to tell you no. Every year there's a struggle with something. You either have more insects, more pests, more fungal issues, the weather doesn't cooperate, you get bad seed, your soil's off, stuff doesn't germinate. It's just the way it goes. So don't let it discourage you if you have, this year you have a bad bean year, because next year you could have a bumper crop of beans and have a bad pea year, you know, or corn or potatoes or whatever it is you're growing. So just don't fret the small stuff, guys. And when you can, make up for that loss. So like this year, like last year, we didn't get a lot of beans, so, and we eat a lot of beans. So this year, that's why I have planted so many beans, because I'm trying to make up for last year because we didn't get a lot of beans. Now granted, last year our garden was also a lot smaller, like a third of the size, a quarter of the size. I'm trying to remember. 1, 2, 3. We had 5, 6, 7. We had like 8 beds last year. So a third of the size. We have 24 beds this year. That's huge. That's, you know, that makes a big difference. We started out small. It took us a little while to figure out what we wanted to do with our space. And believe it or not, anybody that knows us knows that we're still trying to figure out what to do with our space. And I think that that's pretty typical also of any homestead. Of any homestead operation, no matter how big or small you are, no matter how much space you have, you're always tweaking it, and it's okay. So don't fret the small stuff. Look at this kale tree. Oh, I got something here at the bottom. I didn't notice that. Break that one off. This is the first sign of anything happening with this plant. This plant has been gorgeous all season. So it may be getting ready to play out, but it also may be, it also could be the fact that I haven't picked kale for about probably a week, because I've been trying to do oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I would have had the camera turned around. A huge salamander lizard. I don't know what it was, just scared the tar out of me. Alright guys, so I gotta tell you, it's been the week for crazy critters. We've been doing stuff in the front yard also, because we live in an HOA, so we have to upkeep our front beds and all that fun stuff out there. And we trimmed our bushes, and I'm down there in my flip-flop sandals like I always wear, because I hate wearing tennis shoes in the summertime. Trim the bushes. Brett's out there, brings a rake out and starts raking up the leaves and that, so that he can mulch them in, and because he was getting ready to mow. And sorry, I'm just looking to make sure it's not going to attack me. No, I'm not really worried about it attacking me, it startled me. He's out there raking up, and he goes, and I'm standing down there between the bushes, you know, and our front porch, and he's like, "Oh, look at that snake!" And he's literally like 2 feet over next to me. Like I'm down there. He's up on the porch with the rake, so I'm down there with the snake. I'm like, "Oh my God, where?" So, like freaking out. I didn't see it. He said he caught the tail of a black and saw the tail of a black snake. I'm like, I'm not going back down there right now. We don't know what it is. I ain't getting bit. So anyway, it's just, and then just that big old fat, that was a big old fat salamander lizard. I don't know, I'll have to Google it because I've not seen one of those yet. We've had little tiny like salamanders, or I don't think they're lizards, I'm not sure. We don't have them in Michigan, so I'm still learning the critters. But that was a big old fat one. Not that I have any room to talk about size, but it was big. Anyway, get back to the garden. Look at those tomatoes blushing. You guys, I'm so excited about these tomatoes. Tomatoes. Look at all of those tomatoes. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of these 5 tomato plants. 6 tomato plants, sorry, here. I mean, they are loaded. They are loaded with tomatoes, and all of the Romas are loaded with them. It's crazy. I can't wait. And look, they are all starting to blush. Blush, blush, babies. This is a Rutgers. Look at the size of this. This was one of them that I bought because I did have Romas in here, but when we got that cold snap, it took out a couple of them, so I just bought a couple to replace them. It's okay, you do what you got to do, because it was too late for me to start them from seed at that point. I don't care. It's food on my table, and I know how it's grown now here. It's okay. You do it however you want to do it. Peppers are looking really awesome. Lots of peppers of all different varieties. These are all my sweet peppers here. These guys are finally starting to turn. They're going to turn a red color. If you can see the streak on that one. We have jalapenos and big Berthas and red peppers. Look at these sunflowers, guys. They don't, the video doesn't do them justice. A lot of them are getting heads, are forming their heads. That one right there, if you follow Facebook or Instagram, Brett measured that a couple days ago. I can't remember what day now. And at that point, that one was 9 foot 3 inches tall. That's huge to me. It's huge. And it doesn't show, that one doesn't show any signs of a head forming yet. Oh, maybe. It may be one peeking now. So usually they keep growing until there's a head forming. But the tomatoes. So this one is nice and red, but it's got some blossom end rot. At least I'm assuming that's what that is. I'm gonna check into it a little bit more, because nothing else on this plant. I speak now, but that's the first time I've seen that one. But the other ones don't look like they're having any of that issue. So I don't know for sure if that's what that is. See, I learn every year, every day. So I need to check into that a little bit more. I've been kind of letting it go to see. It doesn't look like bug infestation though, because nothing's getting eaten, and it's not like rotting. It's just that brown spot. So look at from the back side on these. This is the next row over. They're blushing down there. Oh, and look, a close-up of a spider web. I just stuck my can. It's the nature show today. Let's see. Corn is looking fantabulous. All tasseled out. We have lots of ears. Look at those little ears. Silks. Now the wind's gonna blow, so there's I mean, this little portion is like covered. Silks. There's numerous ones in here too. See this nice ear right here going. We're gonna have some nice sweet corn to munch on. Those potato bags are gonna be harvested. I know, I think I said that last week on the video, but they will be harvested soon because they're looking like they're at that point. Our sweet corn, obviously, we don't have a ton of it. We don't have enough probably to can. I don't know, we'll have to see what happens when it produces. Most likely I'll just probably take that and it'll be fresh eating, or I might freeze some of it. And I'll supplement it from the local farmers when their sweet corn comes in, and I'll just buy corn and can it. It's okay. Patty pan. Squash. Hopefully this one is pollinated. Oops. Hopefully this one is pollinated. The last one didn't pollinate. So we'll see. Keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. Look at these cucumbers. Look at. I'll pick that one right off. Because I probably, ooh, bee. Did you ever get the feeling that you shouldn't be doing certain things? Like Mother Nature saying, go inside. Go inside. These guys will probably be ready. Like later today. I could probably take that. But I'm not going to do anything with them right this moment. I just don't want these guys to get any bigger. See, there's another one. So I will take those ones inside. But the ones that are a little bit smaller, look at, they're just everywhere. It's amazing. I love. These are the national pickling cucumbers. If you haven't tried them, I recommend them for if you're gonna do pickling. You can even fresh eat them though too, so it's not like, look at this one. I mean, these guys, you see that one right there? Here, grab it off of there. Look at that. Good size one. These guys grow. Once they start producing, they grow and they attract the pollinators. Like, see that one? Like, there's like at least 5 or 6 on here at the moment. There's including bumblebees. I don't know if you can see that bumblebee over there. Not really disturbing, but I'll take this one too. See them all hiding here? Look at all the cucumbers. Nope, there's another one hiding down there too. I might let that one go just a little bit longer. And there's one over there too. I'll grab you. I'll probably grab that one later today. It's got a little bit of time and I don't want to grab it off. I'm not going to do anything with it right away. Let it be on the vine just a little bit longer. It's not going to get hurt. It's not going to hurt it, I should say. Sorry, I had to duck under the jungle. Even though we cut a trail, it's still kind of massive. So, the yellow squash here are not doing, oh, they're not doing horrible. It's not like they're getting completely wiped out. But right now, they are not producing anything, which is kind of unusual for this time of year. And we're surmising it's these bad boys here. I asked Brett, because the yellow squash is his thing and the sunflowers are his thing, that he wants both, that he wanted planted. And I asked him, I said last night, I said, do you want to take the sunflowers out to give your yellow squash a chance to grow? And he said no. He said, you know, the squash grow faster, and I do have plans. Well, actually I have another one started. So he said, we'll just, if they produce, they produce. If not, we'll get more later in the year. So that's kind of, we're just kind of leaving them right now. We might take them out. We'll see what happens. This zucchini plant is got a couple decent ones there. I'll probably come back out this evening and pick that one. Same with the other one over there. A couple of them doesn't look like they pollinated, but 1 or 2 of them have. So, and I have a counter full of zucchini squash inside. So I'm okay. I will let them go for a little bit. So tomatoes this way, guys. Just these Roma tomatoes are awesome. I mean, and just like, but they're awesome. So remind me in a week when I was like so excited about so many of these Romas, blushing right now at the same time. remind me in a week that I was this excited and couldn't wait for them to blush, because I'm going to be knee deep in tomatoes really quickly, which is why I'm trying to get the other stuff that I have right now canned. So yeah, we did come out the other night and went hornworm hunting. Found one hornworm because I had found a little bit of damage on one of my other plants. Found one hornworm on the completely different row, and the plant doesn't even have any damage on it. So I don't know. These cherry tomatoes, these things, you need to let them get, if they have a hint of green on them like this, let them go darker. Like this one will be a good one. They taste, I'm not exaggerating, guys, they're a tomato, but they taste like a cherry when you let them get to that point. If you pick them early, they're not the best. And we were like, oh, do we want these? You know, because we had a couple of them we picked a little bit early because we're excited, because most of them were purple, but they still had some green on. And then Brett and I were talking, and we're like, let's just let them go and see what happens. They get a little bit darker, they are better. So we were going to try to save seed from those this year and regrow them next year also. Brandywines are blushing. That one's got a little spot. I'm going to pick him and take him in. Just looks like it's cracked a little bit too. Should have got my snips out, but I don't feel like it. This is a faceated blossom. I'm going to come out and pull this off because I don't want it putting all the energy to develop that one. Look at, we got these big, massive, nice ones. This one is also, I think, I don't know, it's an heirloom, so I'm not sure. Green bean, this is the green bean bed that I harvest the most from. You can see that some of them are dying off. I'll probably get one more harvest out if you pull the plants. Nothing in this bed yet. Well, there's purslane and weeds, other weeds, but nothing that I want. So these beds I come out and planted some in. I got rutabagas in this. Oh, see, we got germinated rutabagas. Look at that. So I have 5 rows of the rutabagas here. This bed is shady for a good portion of the day. I mean, it gets a decent amount of sun, but it'll start getting shade here too. Which is one of the reasons that I planted the rutabagas right now, because it's pretty hot. Because I know that they'll get a little bit of shade there throughout the day. And hopefully that'll help keep them growing right. But so yeah, there are 5 rows. This half has weeds, nothing else yet. Still trying to fine-tune my fall garden plans. And I planted carrots in here because you see how the shade's coming in already, so it'll help keep them a little bit cooler. I have different kinds. I have rainbow, I have Danvers, and I have cosmic purple right here where this red tag is. Planted these. I think I planted all these seeds on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which day. But and the rutabagas are germinated already. Carrots take a little bit longer though. So, and then I planted. Oh, we have a squash. It's Brett's yellow squash back there. There's the yellow squash coming up. One of the reasons that he said he was all right with leaving those sunflowers down there, because I had already planted this squash. So look at the size of this brandywine, guys. I'm like, part of me is like, do I take it in and keep the critters off of it, or do I just let it go? I'm gonna let it ripen as much as I can. If there's any signs of critters on it, it's gone inside. This is another thing of beans we have, so this is why I'm not too concerned about taking that bed up there. Purple. These are Royal Burgundy, actually. Bush beans. Now I have discovered, like, I did plant these, some of these in my green stalks on the deck, and they're not doing so hot. And I'm thinking they maybe need to have more than, you know, one around them. So we'll see. These little plants, these grape tomato plants. Well, that's a grape tomato. This is one I bought. Hot. It's Candyland. These are like the favorite of the house. Most of them don't make it to the house. They are really good. and very prolific, if you can tell. Like we picked, like last night we just picked a ton of red ones because there's a potential it was going to rain some. And they're back. Same with the grape tomatoes. I'm watching this pile because that's one of our compost piles right there. And that's where that little... oh, it's mocking me. Do you see that? It's like, come on, come closer. That's where that little lizard was. And I don't want to squish him. I don't want him running over my toes. Not because I'm afraid of him. I don't like surprises like that, guys. I'm not afraid like that a big bad lizard's gonna get me and eat me. It's just when you get startled, you get startled. That's I think everybody goes through that. And if you don't, and you're gonna tell me you don't, you're not being honest. Just saying. Oh, look at this before I go. Look at that sunflower. It's opening up. You guys, we've been waiting. That'll be our first one opening. So excited. So excited. Those two over there. Right here. And the one far over there. They got heads too. They probably aren't too far behind. Mr. Squirrel is trying to photobomb me. Guys, I'm telling you. Stay away from my tomatoes, Mr. Squirrel. Look at him. He's trying to lure me back over where the salamander is. Look at him. Little turk. Oh, see, so we do have livestock. Anyway, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's week 11. It's been a blur this week. I'm getting ready to hook up the water this garden real quick, and then I'm sure it'll rain, so it's okay though. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Hope you hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not new to the channel, thanks again, guys, for coming back. We really, 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 really appreciate you. We're trying to grow our channel so that we can help more people that are in our situation or that have the same, likes or thoughts or whatever that we have, and help them understand that you don't have to have 10 acres and every animal under the sun to be a homesteader or to provide stuff for yourself. This garden space right here, God willing, and without any intervention from Mother Nature, will provide us all the tomatoes we need for the year. The green beans most likely will have enough for the year. Peas, which I'm going to plant later, this for the fall crop. I mean, I have kale that I've dehydrated, and I make kale powder, which I have like a pint-sized jar of kale powder or green powder will last a long time and will provide vitamins for your family. I put it in meats and casseroles and stuff like that, just like a tablespoon of it at a time. It'll last a long time, guys. The spaghetti squash that we're getting off of that one single spaghetti squash plant, that'll be enough for us. We don't eat spaghetti squash every day, and they will store well. So, some of this stuff won't store. Some of the stuff we'll have to supplement other stuff with. But we have the fall garden coming up too that we can do that with. So, like I said, you don't have to have huge space. You don't have to be a master gardener. You don't have to. You just start. And that's what we want to reach out and help people understand, is that you don't have to be an expert at gardening to garden. You just have to start somewhere. Grab a pot, grab some dirt, grab that $3 bag of dirt at Lowe's, put a little bit of fertilizer in it, $10, you can get started. I mean, and then just grow. Don't think that you have to slam into it first year and have everything, because I mean, if you have the finances for that, then go for it. But you don't have to. Anyway, so thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Most importantly, please share our videos, share our Facebook share our Instagram with your friends, families, coworkers, whoever you think may be interested in this, in the content that we put out. And we really greatly appreciate it. Have a great day. See you on the next video.